Wendy. Dr. Wendy is doing commitments. She's giving a commencement speech at Washington School for Girls. Dr. Wendy, when I see the things that Dr. Wendy is capable of and what she does, I'm a little upset, a little bit. Let me make sure I think the card was turned around, but they don't show you folio. All right, there we go. Make sure that Dr. Wendy is, I hope everything goes well with her. We know what is going on behind the scenes in current day news, but in this episode, she's giving a beautiful commencement speech. She lets them know they are the future. So Wendy believes the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Dr. Wendy. We have a lot of little vignettes. We have Arabella is in the kitchen with Stacy, her mom. A cute scene. Y'all, I noticed a few episodes ago that Arabella is coming out of her shell a little bit. Happy New Year's, Mama Bees. Thank you so much for joining me during the live. It's one of the moderators. Thank you so much. And Arabella has been coming out of her shell a little bit. She's happier. We know Timo and Stacy are back together. I do believe that they are. There was a legal divorce. TMZ told us that, even though Bobblehead Ashley Darby and Giselle felt they knew more. They had to admit to being liars and to speculating on people. We'll see more of that in this episode. But she's back with her husband. They have a cute scene. We find out Arabella is ambidextrous. That means you are equally right hand and left hand capable. But Arabella has a strategy, y'all. She's a brilliant little girl. She's so cute. She says she plays sports and she cuts things with her right hand or the left hand, and then she draws and writes with the other hand or the right hand. So Stacy wants to know, how did you miss this? I don't know, Stacy, how did you miss it? Because I feel like you'd be telling everybody that if you knew, but we all know now. All right, Arabella. So I have a sister who is actually short story time, my older sister. She's one of the boomers. I have two boomer sisters. She is left-handed, but she went to school at a time when they would actually change the orientation of that. They told my mother at the end of the school year, my mother and father had a lot of children. So she didn't notice it. She said, "Yo, I had no business doing that. You're supposed to tell me that." But she didn't notice. So one of my older sisters is left hand. They made her and taught her to write and everything else with her right hand. So I don't know if you are ambidextrous or if it's just artificial. Because your whole brain, right brain, left brain, that's not something the school should decide, but back in the day they did. Anyway, good for Arabella. We have Kierna. She has a group of people supporting her. She has a billboard. I love when they show Kierna's business side. I think it's so cute. It's called Turn Back the Clock. A beautiful picture of her, or as she screams, "Turn the clock back." Her mother's there looking beautiful. Greg, we don't need to hear from you, Greg. This is Kierna. Let her shine, please. She's really excited about this, and I'm happy for her. So I love these little vignettes they show. We see a more drawn out scene with Wendy. Wendy is with her sister Amira, the beautiful sister we met last episode. She's still in town, and she is with Nathaniel and Amaris. Those are the two twins. She couldn't drag those teens with her. I know they would have been like, "Ma, we're not doing that," because we know Tia's girls don't play with her, the teenage ones. So she's able to bring the little kids with her to a lady Emily's house, a random family home. But Tia and her dad, when he was living, rest in peace to Tia's dad, he used to own the home. So she said he was the best dad, but he had all these side kids. Come on, Tia. Come on. I do like the fact that she and Amira are getting to know each other, and Tia has welcomed her in. Welcome, Sharon Galbo. Happy New Year. Glad to see you. Thank you so much for coming in during the live. So we're at the scene, still at the beginning. Tia is at this random family's home, Miss Emily and her two sons. Now they were really nice, but y'all, I don't like this kind of stuff. For me, I don't think you could have got in my home, okay? But Miss Emily did allow that, so that was really nice. And we see Tia get a little bit emotional. She's able to look through her old room. Of course, many changes have been made, but it was a beautiful home. So Tia is telling us correctly the father did do well. So that was really nice. That was a nice scene. It was cute. But again, the teen daughters, they were not there for that because I know they would have been dragging Tia. They don't give Tia any breaks. But I did like what they did with this scene. They took a picture in the front. That was really sweet. Miss Emily said, anytime you're in the neighborhood, don't be afraid. Go ahead and knock. Because we find out Tia ended up sending an email and then finding out, yeah, it's okay. stop by. And then with Bravo cameras and everything. So that was really nice. But Tia, don't go back by that lady's house, okay? Don't do that. But that was nice just for the scene. We appreciate that. We get a scene, honey. Dr. Wendy is at lunch with the new imitation Green Eye Bandits, because one of them's not even Green Eye, which is Ashley, Bobblehead, Darby, and Giselle, Miss Bitter Giselle. Wendy's just a giggling. They're at lunch. Of course, they can't have any fellowship together. They start talking about Stacy and what she got going on. And they couldn't lie on Timo, so they're a little upset. He was only there at a record time of 32 minutes. Thank you for telling us, production. I don't blame him. So Giselle's trying to lose Angel her job. And this is Angel. I'm going to give Angel a 10 out of 10 on this episode. She's trying to lose Angel her job. Angel really lives in Colorado. So what? It's not a requirement that you live in the city. So people hate when I do this. I don't care. Salt Lake City, Meredith rents in Salt Lake City. She lives in New York. Okay. So we're not going to do that with Angel. She is from the DMV. Bobby is from the DMV. They have their home, of course, in Denver. If they want to rent in the DMV area and then buy there, they can do that, or they can just rent there. But it's not Giselle's business. She can worry about her own home. So Wendy can't say she can't wait to go. She know it's gonna be an ish show. Wendy, I don't like that. Angel invited these ladies in good faith. I don't think it was a good idea for her to host a trip in her home. We're gonna find out later that she did a little bit of side stuff where everybody's not staying in her home. I don't blame you, Angel. I wouldn't have these vampires in my home either. Like Remick and them knocking on the juke door. Don't let them in. So Wendy's still upset about her mother, Miss Susan, showing her tail. Production gives us some flashbacks while the ladies are there talking. For some reason, Ashley's like, "Oh, he spoke to you," and Wendy's like, "Yeah, that's my friend." Here's Giselle. That's your friend? Yeah, Stacy's husband, her new friend, would become a friend to her if they get to know each other. Timo didn't do anything to you ladies except not give you time to lie on him. Good job, Timo. So they are talking about this new event that's coming up. Angel has invited them to Denver, and they are waiting to cause trouble. We know how they do. And Monique is having an event for a book. I don't care to read her book. Do y'all buy Monique's new healing journey and the fact that she's not dragging people and all this? I don't know. Andre Shannon, welcome in. Hello. Happy New Year from Atlanta, Georgia. Happy New Year, Andre Shannon. Thank you so much for coming in during the live. I appreciate it. Sharon Gobble said Giselle's trying hard to get rid of Angel. She is. And if she can just tell her own story, leave Angel alone. Whether Angel is a fit or not, this is her first season. She is wearing Sandra P's Gen Extra cloak of immunity, as you can see. That's just a picture I took with the trader's cloak. But she is kind of walking into her own. Andre Shannon, I don't know if you saw the episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. I thought it was a good one. And I'm actually at sea, so excuse the spotty connection. Cassandra P is free to move about the cabin, but I still wanted to do this review. So welcome. This is my first time seeing you, but I'm so glad to have you here. And I agree with Sharon. I really do. Mama Beast, thank you for welcoming in people as they come in. So Giselle is saying, Angel claimed to want to be our friend. We were duped. We were duped. You guys never showed yourself friendly to Angel. Giselle, stop lying. We know you won't, but you should, because she told us earlier in the season, these girls do so much, I don't even have to lie anymore. Come on, Giselle, stop. They were never friendly to her. Now, Angel, she came in kind of a weird space. We know she's friends with Kiana outside the show, has been for the better part of 2 decades, and I feel like she showed an allegiance to Kiana that has not been returned to her. And I feel like she should put herself first. This is a show, a group of so-called friends, but it's really a job. These are co-workers. And I'm glad to see Angel move the way she's moving this episode. I hope it continues, especially now that she's watching the show and see all the things that Giselle and Ashley have said about her. Also about Bobby. They got something against Bobby. They're really trying to start with him. And I hope it is shut down. We get a preview of Angel saying, I'll shut this ish down. She's talking about the people that are going to stay in her house. So we'll see that. We see Angel get a call from her sister Ingrid. She's filling her in. She sounds kind of excited about hosting this trip. Ingrid's trying to finesse an invitation. Ingrid, you can't get an invitation because Ingrid got that mouth, y'all. Ingrid can't come. Angel needs to stand on her own. So I'm kind of happy Angel didn't invite her sister, but Angel's laughing about it. She's not inviting her sister to Denver. They'll talk about the ladies another time. She's telling her sister she invited everybody out. So she's planning dinner. She's planning a mezcal tasting. You know, they have their company, Wonderland, in Denver, their award winning home that they'll have most of the ladies in. I'm still concerned about it, everybody, because we know how these ladies do. And they will allow you to make her look bad. And they're still talking about this eviction comment, which is deliberate use of a word that is not what happened in Angel's circumstance. Your lease ending and the people saying, thank you so much for your stay with us is different than them bringing you to court for non payment or other lease violations and suing you. So that's not an eviction. So, Ashley, you're a liar. And Giselle, you one too. The truth is not in y'all. So we get Angel saying Colorado is her sacred and safe space, and she's not going to have anyone come in and violate it. That's the energy we need because we know how these ladies are. I love that picture of you wearing the cloak, Sandra P. Thank you, Sharon Gobble. I appreciate that. Kiwan, same to you. Hello, Kiwan. Good to see you. Happy 2026, everyone. I appreciate it. This is Kiwan JTV, y'all. She has her own channel. She's doing great content over there. I'm in the middle of a panel that I'm watching with her and some other great creators, Shayna McGee, and I believe Watch Your Mouth. I can't remember the other young lady. But if you go to Kiwan JTV's channel, you will see that. Also, scripted TV, in addition to Bravo and a bunch of other shows. You are welcome anytime. So next we have Ashley Bobblehead Darby. Ashley, you're giving us a scene at home. Great. So Ashley's having a party. Y'all, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. From 6 to 60. So Dean and Bean. Dean is her 6-year-old. I don't know the other son's name. Two little white boys. They're cute enough. Uncle Lump. Hey, Uncle Lump. Uncle Lump turning 60. Uncle Lump's looking good. Sheila is his sister, but yeah, I don't think he can stand her too much. So this little boy, Dean or Bean, they're watching their mother, Ashley, and the stylist, Corey, who's responsible for all these clothes that are wearing her this season, spike the punch, y'all. This is why you can't mix a kid's party and a senior citizen party. So they're doing like a toddlers to senior, toddlers to retirement, something like that, from 6 to 60. So Sheila and Ashley do shots. Sheila, weren't you bleeding through the eyes, nose, and mouth last week because that man wouldn't let you stop working? Y'all, she was coughing up blood, but now she's doing shots with Ashley. And then we get Ashley in a confessional. She's lying about how great her life is. And you know, Michael Darby didn't used to let all these people in the house, but now that they're divorced, they can come over. I didn't watch the episode yet. I heard Angel did the doggone thing. You're going to be so proud of her, Kiwan J. Even the people that don't like her are saying, okay, this is the Angel we're looking for. Was Michael at the party? No, he didn't come to the party. He don't like lumping them. He's the same age as Uncle Lump, and Uncle Lump is glad that his niece divorced him. But Sheila has the nerve. This is their party, right? Dean and Bean and Lump. So she's going to stand up. I got an announcement to make. My partner is actually in rehab. Sheila, we don't care about none of that. Lump is so upset. Lump was pissed. Lump said, we don't care. He didn't really say we don't care. He was just like, what are we talking about? He did say that, y'all, at his party. What are we talking about? So after 23 years of them being together, this man now claims that he's in rehab after all this heavy drinking. Sheila's mother, the grandmother, I don't like to talk about people's children or their grandmas, but this grandmother's sitting up here talking about, I'm happy. I think you're doing good. Grandma, we see where Sheila gets it from. Why you and Sheila and Ashley will accept anything. This man is not doing good. Sheila was bleeding from the eyes, nose, and mouth last week from 13 to 14-hour work days because this man won't work. This is crazy. And then we get a flashback. Thank you, production. Production shows Sheila. Sheila was unhoused at the time, y'all. She was looking rough. She was yelling at Ashley, stop judging me. She was saying this while Michael Darby and Ashley were paying her $5,000 a month to help her live, y'all. And she was still unhoused in a tent or under a bridge. So I don't like Michael Darby. I find him to be a degenerate like his wife. But if you pay the cost to be divorced, it's not judging if you tell her, y'all can't just be drinking and living under bridges. Somebody beside you has to work. So that is what I think about Sheila. Not much. So Ashley has a whole little Michael Darby God forbid, under her tutelage. Dean and Bean should not have had this party with a 60-year-old. I just don't care for that. And y'all, there were no other kids at the party. I don't think Sheila was drunk, P1 JTV. I think she was dry drunk. You know, when people have drunk so long that because she just took a shot and she was still, I don't know what the deal is with her. Sheila doesn't have good sense, but to stand up at your brother's birthday party and announce that your partner's in rehab, Uncle Lump can't stand this man. So why are you doing this to your brother? So I don't know what the devil this was. From toddlers to seniors, this was a mess. Next, we get Monique. Monique always looks beautiful, but y'all, I don't trust this newfound Monique. Monique, I think you still got hands. I'm not buying this Zen thing. I'm sorry. So she greets Ashley. Ashley walks in. They start hugging. I think they have an alliance, and I think the alliance stems from, I feel like Monique hid that tape of where Michael Darby was caught feeling on that cameraman at that home. You know, Chris Samuels and Monique Samuels had cameras all over the house. Bravo was sued, and Michael Darby was sued over him putting hands on the man. We got the audio, but some of the video was missing. And in my opinion, and allegedly, I blame Monique for that. I do. We see where Ashley gets her ways from her mama. Sean Gabo, they got a whole song about that. She get it from her mama. And Ashley, she does get it from her mama. Just bums, the whole lot of them. So Monique and Ashley are hugging each other. They're so glad. Also, Ashley did a letter for court against Candace, or maybe it was some type of character witness for um, for Monique. When we remember Ashley was very pregnant at the time, had went to the bathroom and missed the whole, I'll call it an assault, in my opinion. People call it a fight, but all Candace was doing was chirping and flirting. She didn't start trying to hit back until Monique had her hair and was thumping on her. But we won't relitigate season 5, but that is what happened from what I remember. So Angel's funny, y'all. She walks in. Monique, I'm glad to see you. I want to congratulate you on being a fellow author. She started talking. Y'all, as Angel gets more comfortable, this girl can talk. She throw a couple of her SAT words in there. Monique is just laughing. Monique, thank you for not being rude, but I feel like Monique is going to align with the Mean Girls because we know she has it in her. She did the same thing to Candace, but anyway, she's being congratulated right now by Angel on completing her book as a fellow author. Angel, what's your book about? I didn't know about that. Congratulations. So we see Giselle comes in underdressed in a pink tank top from the non-existent G&A line. Giselle, you look a mess. She looked like she was going to work out, but I don't think she was going to work out. You know who does work out? The new Dr. Bryant. Y'all see Carrie in that dress? The church people are still mad. Jamal had to preach about it. So next we have Monique. She's lying. She's in a confessional. She's in the one with the beautiful red geisha type dress with her hair in the elaborate braids. And she's laughing. I'm a different version of myself. I believe it when I see it, Monique, because you are messy. Love letters from the past version of myself. So that's the title of her book. She said, I'm going to read excerpts from this book. I think it's a book of lies. What do y'all think about this book? I don't buy it. In my opinion, Monique will soon show her behind. It's coming. Yeah, I believe that too, Sharon Gabo. I'd love to see a new and improved Monique. I don't buy it. I think she is who she is at her core. I love Pastor Carrie in that dress. You did Key One, JTV. I don't know if they're Kojic or not. I don't really know a lot about what his church is, but I know that a lot of the saints, as they like to call themselves, were not going for that. She was wearing the heck out of that dress, though. And it was a flesh illusion. It's not, you're not looking at this lady's skin, but I can understand the church mothers and whoever else was all upset. But I don't blame Pastor Brian for saying what he said. But again, he's upset. And you're overshadowed in the United Negro College Fund. Anytime you got skin versus the college fund, they're gonna talk about the skin. And y'all knew that when he bought the dress, but she was wearing it. I'll give her that. So Stacy is saying, I love an event, but it's a lot of self, self, self. We get Giselle saying, I remember Monique can be kind of long-winded. Y'all, she's standing up there giving one of them speeches. We get a confessional, then we also get her giving a speech. All the ladies are side-eyeing her. Giselle's actually applying makeup. Monique, you see how they do? Wait till you watch this show back, Monique, and see what they think about you. They brought her back as an attack dog. They want to use her against Stacy. They'd like her to drag Stacy, but Stacy is QVC trained, and they will never stand up there and say, "Drag me." They might sell you water or a necklace or a swimsuit or a coverall, but they're never going to tell you to drag them. So Monique, I don't know what you're going to do. So Mo is claiming the shady self is in the past. No, she claims her shady self is not in the past. All the other bad stuff as far as dragging people is. She says she is a binder bee. The camera goes to Giselle, honey. When that mask slipped, and I still think Giselle is pretty, even though she's terrible. But when that mask slipped, she looked pressed. When Monique mentioned that binder, she got a flashback. And just in case we didn't catch it, production showed us where we hear Jamal Bryant being called Pastor Big D or whatever she called him, swinging his peen across the church. Monique, you know you are a menace for that. She gives the ladies binders, everybody, at her book signing party. Monique, what kind of the game is this? This is what part of the game? This is a mess, but it is funny, so we will allow it. So Giselle lies. I love a binder. Y'all, she would have passed the lie detector test. This lady is scary because with the mask up and she said that and she's laughing, she's upset about this binder, but she's telling us that she loves it. So the gist is you write in it something about the next person, you turn a tab and you write something. And Monique is saying, I want positive things. I don't mean anything terrible to happen. Monique, you're lying. None of y'all like each other. You're not real friends. Even the new fake green eye bandits are not real friends. Ashley is a stand in for Rob the Throb Dixon, and we know this. Some of the friendships are developing, maybe Wendy and Stacy, but even Angel and Kierna, I don't see any real deep friendships. Jazzy doesn't have any real thing against anybody, but lately, excuse me, y'all, I'm gonna have to start wrapping it up because we are at port, but the internet's still sketchy. I don't know. We'll see. So Wendy says that Kay is fake. Kay had a funny line. She said, but my bags are real. Y'all, the camera panned in on Dr. Wendy. She didn't like that. And Wendy, we didn't even know all that about you at the time this was filmed. So get her, Kay. Kay said the bags are real. Wendy, you can't do that. So Giselle is saying, market your thing, girl. You better do Binders by Monique. I think we'll see a Binders by Monique before we see an actual G&A line. So that's good advice to give to her, Giselle. I still don't think Giselle sees it for Monique. I just don't. So we get Giselle and Stacy give their thoughts about people. Ashley says nice things about Stacy. So Ashley is already seeing the writing on the wall. She knows that people like Stacy and they don't actually like her. So Ashley says she believes that she is a bubbly, a bright, bad bee. Angel, oh, Angel, I can't remember what Angel said about anybody, but Ashley says Angel is a catfish, not walking in her truth. Now remember, Angel just invited all the ladies to Denver. Angel ripped the page out of the binder. She's upset. She sat up. She said, if you don't think I'm walking in my truth, why are you coming to my house? Come on, Angel. This is what we love. Come on, Wag. Come on, Wag. He's a Baptist. Oh, okay. He's the kind of Baptist they let them drink real wine at the communion because that dress, I'm telling you. I'm hoping she changed. I'd love to see it, but Kiwanja, we're going to see her take a little bit delight in what is getting ready to happen. So that's how I know. Now, she does admit that her shady side is still there. I don't want her to put hands on anybody else. Because to me, that was one of the worst things that happened in this franchise. I just think it was unnecessary. I do know that, and I just think it sent her down a spiral. She didn't have to go. And also Candace, I feel like that's why she doesn't want to return. So Angel is now upset about what Ashley wrote. She said, you shouldn't be coming to my house if you don't think I'm walking in my truth. Maybe you should revisit that decision. So Angel, I actually told her last week when I found out they were going to do the trip to Denver and in her home, not to invite these vampires into her home. They are like, okay, y'all, I'm sorry. I know sometimes I'm going in and out. So we'll see what's going to happen. We know Colorado is her safe space, and now she's inviting confusion. And she sits there and looks stupid. So Giselle has to save her. Oh, we haven't done anything to you, Angel. But if she's not invited, then I don't go either. I think Angel should have told both of them to kick rocks. But we know they need most of the cast there for them to film. So Wendy actually asked, is Ashley still invited if she apologizes? Ashley, needing the check, apologizes. And Angel says that she accepts the apology. So I was shocked along with the rest of the ladies. So Monica's lying in her confessional. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't expect this to go left field. Yes, you did. That's why you did it. We get another lying confessional from Giselle saying, I don't know what is wrong with Angel. We haven't done anything to her. Thank you, production. They show Ashley at the Poor People Potomac event and with the paper plates and the Donald Trump plates talking about Angel being evicted, lying, and all of that stuff. So they actually did do something to her. They also did something to Bobby. There was a couple of times when they told one of the lies, Ashley said, oh, yeah, they got evicted. Bobby's not here for it. Now, she's never had a conversation with Bobby. And then production shows us again where they're on speakerphone, and we find out that okay, they are running late, and they need her there so they can gang up and make fun of her because Stacy is already kind of immune from it. She's serving her plates of potato salad, but they overheard Bobby saying, "We'll be there when we get there," and all of a sudden he is not family friendly and exhibiting a temper. So this is something that is a slow burn, but it's not going to end well. So Stacy says, okay, give Angel a minute because Angel was still like a little bit upset. Ashley did immediately apologize. So we find out that Bobby didn't want to go to the Poor Ponies event. Bobby only went for Angel. So Ashley lies again and she said, a lease ending, it just sounded like an eviction. It doesn't. A lease ending sounds like a lease ending. And if you can't rent that same house and it sounds like someone else had rented it immediately after. I don't know what's wrong with her and Giselle other than they are bad people and liars. So Wendy does something that's kind of surprising. She's trying to vouch for the fake Green Eye Bandits. And she says, well, Angel has to learn you don't take these ladies to heart, but she doesn't really know these ladies yet. And Wendy, you don't know them either because they're not really dogging her yet about her current day news. But Ashley already said something slick about it. Giselle is still holding firm. This is my friend, which I don't buy. I think Giselle doesn't want the audience to see her immediately turn on Wendy. And y'all, I hope these charges just kind of fall by the wayside. All this Pam Oliver stuff. I don't want that to be real, but if it is real, and Wendy might have brought it on herself. I don't know. So this and Angel, honestly, when Ashley was saying it sounded like an addiction, I feel like Angel should have said we do have to move and we at least have a house in Colorado to go back to. We're not going under a bridge. That's what she should have said. And then they could have said, oh, you're going too far, you're wrong. But she would have been right. So Wendy and is she's kind of she's been a mediator for this situation. Ashley lies and said, well, I'm sorry for the vernacular. I didn't mean the eviction to sound like that. She used that term because she wanted it to sound like that. So Bobblehead, shut up. You said that to hurt her. Angel did accept the apology. And we see them now get to where they are traveling to Colorado. Wendy, we see a scene. I like seeing the airport scenes, but the ladies have traveled separately. Angel already went to Denver early. We know her, Bobby, and the children returned to Denver to get everything ready for the group. They have Wonderland, which is their luxury excursion business. I really love the idea of that. Stacy says she's getting ready. Stacy is calling Angel and saying, tell me everything you told me about the altitude. And there's something about Denver being 1 mile. I don't want to be wrong. Something about near sea level. So you need to drink twice as much water. If you drink any alcohol, it's going to have double the effect. And it just, you have to handle yourself differently and carefully if you're not used to it. T1JTV says Ashley always trying to make herself seem smarter than what she is. She is, and just ends up looking stupid. She really does. And she seems intimidated by people that are actually smart, like the way she used to be with Candace. Candace used to wrap her up easily, and she'd be sitting there looking stupid. Angel could do the same. Angel could do the same. I can see it. So we get Wendy. Wendy, you kind of shading now. Stop doing this. She's in a confessional saying, for some reason, the ladies are not traveling together in a group trip. We always travel together. She says, well, we'll see if it goes well. But Wendy has made a couple of comments that it's going to be an ish show and she's just waiting for the other shoe to drop, stuff like that. And I don't know. Well, Angel's been kind of tough on her, but to me, that was on the strength of Kay. She's trying to defend Kay. Doesn't make it right, but that is what it is. So Wendy's saying she can't wait to see it go up in smoke. Now, Dr. Wendy, that's not nice. Giselle gets a confessional and says, "Yeah, we our last trip was a 5-star trip to Nevis. Yeah, it was a really good trip. I'll give her 10 out of 10 for Nevis, but I think she wants Denver to go badly. I don't know what's going to happen with this." Angel greets the ladies with a smile and a 10-gallon hat. Y'all, she looks more just down to earth, happy. She's in her denim. She looks so cute. She was glad to see them at the airport. In all of the confessionals, the ladies are like, Angel's smiling. She's happy. Even Stacy was like, "This is the Angel I like." Giselle said something similar in her confessional. Yes. Yes, Kiwan JT. I can't wait till you watch this. It seems like I'm not going to have good things to say. I can't wait to see what you think about this episode. I like the episode. So, y'all, it's only, is it 7 ladies? I'm not sure. I have to count them. But we get 2 SUVs. Y'all could have fit in one Sprinter Angel, but Angel wants to like drop a little bit of mess. So she puts herself in an SUV with Wendy and with Stacy. So we have Angel, Wendy, and Stacy. And then in the other one, you got the fake green eye bandits, which are Giselle and Angie, Jazzy, and Wendy. So yeah, there's 7 of them. So Wendy is joking. "I'm dressed like Saint Tropez, Wendy, and Angel is dressed like somebody that's gonna dump me in the woods." Because Angel's looking like a cute cowboy with a 10-gallon hat and the denim. Now, Wendy, Angel's not gonna drop you in the woods, and you're not dressed like Saint Tropez, because I think Angel don't have to return her 10-gallon hat. And I don't like to get on you, Dr. Wendy, but I don't like this slick stuff that she's doing, because I think she's doing it to be part of the Mean Girls. So Angel gets out of the car for something. I feel like she was driving. I think she was. She gets out of the car. Her phone's on the seat and it's ringing. Wendy's saying, "Your husband is calling." Stacy get ready to get it. Wendy's like, "Don't answer it. She don't play about her husband." So y'all, Angel already got a reputation. Don't nobody pick up for Bobby but Angel. She gets back in the car, gets on the phone with Bobby. They seem excited to plan this trip. That's why I'm a little sad that I feel like Ashley and Giselle are going to try to ruin it. But I knew that when she invited them. You don't invite vampires into the juke joint. Don't do it. So they get off the phone with Bobby. Angel is saying, "Wendy, I know things have happened, but I like you. I really like you, Wendy." I don't know. She's trying really hard, but I think it's kind of sweet. So Stacy's like, "Are we gonna eat when we get there?" Stacy's hungry with her little self. Angel says, "Yes." She said, "We're gonna have food. We're gonna have a chef." And then we get a confessional from Kay. Y'all, I don't think Kay's that bright, but she's one of those people that she listens and remembers things when you tell her. So we get a confessional of her telling us about the altitude, Denver being 1 mile above sea level and all this. We get a confessional with Giselle. "Giselle, why are you doing this confessional still lying about Angel being addicted? We know that's not the case." And so then in the van, remember Giselle and Ashley, Kierna and Jazzy are in the van, and Kay is saying, "Okay, this is not true. Stop saying that about the eviction." Giselle's laughing. It is true. "This lady's dangerous, y'all. Lying with a straight face." CC, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in during the live and speaking to everybody. This is one of my moderators. I'm happy to see you. Andre Shannon. Giselle Bryant had on the outfit as the first lady. YouTube was not this mean to complete strangers. Giselle, what do you mean? Giselle Bryant wore the same dress that Dr. Carey wore. The new, well, not the new. I'm not going to call that lady the new Dr. Bryant. She's Jamal Bryant's wife. She's the one that had the controversial dress on, but she's worn something like that before. I don't really remember how she dressed as first lady. I remember her reputation. They said she wasn't the sweetest thing, which you don't have to be a sweet first lady. A lot of them have their own duties, but I feel like you'd want one more approachable than Giselle. Everyone's speaking to CC. Okay, so Kay is trying to defend Angel on these eviction charges, which are not true. It's just the lease ending, which is normal. So Monique is telling the ladies Bobby didn't want to come. Now, this is true. Remember, Angel is driving with Stacy and Wendy, and she's saying, "I feel kind of bad because at the Poor People's Potomac event," y'all, like, I'm not going to remember them. It's the name of the ponies, no ponies, but the Poor People Potomac Ponies event. She said Bobby didn't even want to come. And so he is supporting me. He's only there for me, which is why, with them being late and then being flustered and then getting that call and him being on speaker, he was overheard saying, "We'll be there when we get there." which I still don't think was rude. It wasn't sweet, but it wasn't rude. And someone's husband doesn't have to be sweet when they feel like their wife is being kind of dragged. And remember, the way Giselle and Ashley were treating Angel, I feel like she was being mistreated by them. Now she's grown, she can actually stand up for herself, but I understand Bobby's dislike of these women. Thank you, Cece. Please like the live and subscribe. Thank you. So they're all in different bands on the way there. Now, Monique, you getting on my nerves. Monique is telling the ladies, Bobby didn't want to come. And then she says, when I see Angel doing everything, it kind of reminds me of myself. Now she is putting this idea out there that Angel, she said that Angel might be living an illusion like I was. Don't compare Bobby to Chris Samuels because honestly, she was the one having us think that everything was perfect and not for lazy moms, and Chris is just amazing. He's just traditional, but they've got everything under control. Monique was the one doing that. So don't try to put Angel into your box because Angel and Bobby are not Chris and Monique. And another thing, I bet Angel won't turn around and attack a third party physically that has nothing to do with her unhappiness like Monique did Candace. But again, that was just a tangent. So we will see what's going to happen. We get Angel telling Wendy and Stacy that Giselle and Ashley are rooming together. Y'all, they start laughing. So they get to the house. The ladies find out that they're staying in a different home. Ashley, of all people, seems upset that she's not getting to invade Angel's actual home. And then Monique blurts out, why aren't we staying at your house? Now, Monique, you got nothing to do with this. You let these ladies come in. Giselle came into Monique's house and was starting a rumor with the trainer being the father of the little baby. I don't know if his name's little Chris, but the smallest baby born during the marriage, a child born in the marriage. They were lying on the baby that this baby was the trainer's. So the fact that Monique is actually siding with Giselle and Ashley is crazy to me, but I feel like she wants to be a part of the popular girls. I believe all the ladies are jealous of Angel. Mama B's is looking like it, and I don't know why. Angel has her own insecurities. She has things that she could do better, but honestly, maybe it's just her husband, the children. They've all had that though. They've all been married. They all have children. I don't understand what it is about this lady. They've all had various stages of having money. Even Ashley. Ashley didn't have access to Michael's money, but I mean, I guess she lived well for that. Well, he did kick her out whenever he got ready. I think Angel and Bobby, I like them as a couple. I see them as a team. I don't like the way Giselle's talking about her. She wants to know why they not staying from the house. They got to drive an hour from the airport, and now they got to come to the other house. And Angel's kind of stuttering a little bit about some of the ladies staying here, some of the ladies are not staying here. They give Stacy her room first. It is a suite. It is exquisite. It is gorgeous. Kierda, being really weird, starts crying. And then she says, I don't know if I'm crying because Stacy's got such a great room. Giselle's doing a confessional saying maybe it's the altitude that's affecting her attitude. Jazzy got a great room. Way to go, Jazzy. Got to treat people right. T1 J thinks that they're jealous of Angel too. Yeah, we'll see. I believe in that too. I don't know. Sharon's waving at CC and smiling. So then Angel gives the fake green eyed bandit stair room. Y'all, it's all the way downstairs. And it is a twin bedroom. Giselle is furious. I'm not this broke girl that Angel seems to think I am. Really? I don't know, Giselle. We get a confessional from her. Angel, the look on Angel's face, y'all, this is what won her the episode. Angel looked like the cat that ate the canary. She was so satisfied. And Monica's going, oh, that's a little bit of shade. That's shade. Angel's like, it's not shade. Angel, you're lying. She said, it's not shade. Giselle said that she might not even want to come if Ashley wasn't invited. So I thought that they might want to room together. Angel, you didn't think that. But again, Giselle always used to have to room with Rob the Throb Dixon. That was always her roommate. And they never had a problem with it. So Ashley has taken the place of Rob the Throb. So don't be upset. Giselle stormed down the stairs, act like she's getting ready to leave. Angel gets a confessional talking about be grateful. It's a virtue. We didn't know Angel had this in her. I suspected it, but y'all, I laughed so hard. Monique is hooting. Monique's screaming and laughing. This is why I don't know where I stand with Monique yet. Now, she admits the shade is not gone, but she's a new person. But y'all, Monique was enjoying this so much. CC saying what I think. I wouldn't let harpies stay under my roof either. I'm comparing them to the vampires from Center. They come in asking nicely, can we come in? Can we come in? And playing their little banjo. No, go play that down the street. You can't come in here. I love the room assignments. Sharon was laughing. I was too. I love the room assignments too. So Giselle storming out. And then Giselle is saying, I think that Angel's still upset about the eviction, which actually is true. Angel's still this 10-gallon hat, y'all. Actually, it's not. And Giselle saying, yes, it is. And we have more information. Actually, and Angel saying, actually, you don't. Giselle saying, yes, we do. What kind of information, what kind of research were these people doing on this lady? And I'll tell you two things that really bothered me. Tia, being a realtor, giving Giselle information about Angel as soon as she found out the lease was up. Oh, Giselle, call Angel and make sure she's okay. The lease is up. And that's when Giselle started saying eviction, which was really terrible. And then the other thing, Wendy saying, I got a friend that's a realtor. And she told me that was wrong. Okay. Oh, I've got somebody coming in here. Y'all, I'm going to end this in just a few minutes because people can come in here and get books and everything, which I already received mine. Okay, so next, Angel says they don't have more information. I don't think they do. Giselle is still claiming that they do. Y'all, you know who was quiet as a church mouse? Ashley Bobblehead Darby. And she didn't even open a Corona with her teeth and drink it yet. She's just quiet. So I think that Darby is no match for Angel, and I'm loving it. So Angel says, okay, you don't have more information, and here's what's going to happen. She says, this is what we're not going to do. You're not going to come to my house bringing lies and more toxic energy. So who has more information? She challenged Giselle directly. Giselle's still running down the stairs. I don't know where she's going, but I wouldn't have let her stay in the guest house. So this is what I've been saying about Angel, y'all. I had to quote DJ. Whoop these tricks. Yeah. I loved it. Y'all, this was so much fun. I'm gonna give this episode, I'll give it a 9. Okay. It wasn't a perfect episode, so I won't give it a 10, but I'll give it a 9 for us getting to see Angel put on Sandra P's cloak of immunity for the first season, because y'all know people didn't even want her back. Didn't see it for her at all. But I love the fact that these two ladies have been lying on her since day one, and for some reason trying to bully her, and she's coming out of her shell. We can't forget what Giselle did to Stacy on her Nevis trip. That's true. Actually, I forgot to mention that, Kiwan J, when Monique did the binders, and I wrote down a little bit of notes about what they said on each person's entry. Giselle had to put something down about Stacy. She wrote nothing. Remember, Ashley wrote nice things because she's trying to get on Stacy's good side. She wrote nothing. And Stacy was like, oh, what would I expect from Giselle? So you can say a lot about Stacey, but you can't say that there's nothing to say about her because evidently she's on Giselle's mind heavy. What did Kieran say about all this? Standing there looking pressed. To me, Kiwan J, she doesn't really stand up for Angel the way that she should. I'll give her this. She was in a different SUV than Angel was in because Angel had herself in there with Wendy and Stacy so she could kind of download them on different information. But Kiana wasn't there with Giselle, who immediately started lying about eviction. And Kiana just said, I need you to stop saying that, Kiki. But when all this was going on and Angel standing up like, you're not coming in the house like this, Kiana didn't really say anything. So I need to see more. You give the episode a 9 too, Sharon? Yeah. This was a really good one. I can't wait to keep on JTV watches it. Y'all, if you're not subscribed over there, I highly recommend go over there and watch it. And still Stacey rises. CC, doesn't she? And the funny thing is, we know that it's and still I rise, but she says, but still I rise. That's part of the humor too. Because I've seen some t-shirts that say, but still I rise, but we know Maya Angelou is and still I rise. But still and still Stacey rises. So I love this. Angel's finally trying to come into her own. Now 13 episodes in, but I love it. I love the fact that we finally get to see her defend herself. I don't like gang ups at all. I don't mind a little bit of hazing. I don't like it when the person just lays there and doesn't fight back. It's like, come on, get up, get up. So Angel got up. And let's hope she continues to stand up because Kiana's not really that much help. You laughing about whoop this trick or still I rise. But thank you all. Thank you all. I'm going to get back up to Upper Deck, find myself something to eat. People starting to get back on board. It was a little warm out, so I actually got back on earlier, myself and another one of the ladies. So it's still not crowded, but I'm in a quiet area. You see the people drifting through. They always wonder what somebody's doing. But I'm at a place where I can wrap up now. So I give it a 9. It's really good. I can't wait till you see it, Kiwan JTV. Thank you, everyone. I met Maya Angelou in the Charlotte airport years ago. I was struck. I would have been, that's one person I never got the opportunity to see. She lived in Winston years because she was teaching at Wake, I believe, yeah, Wake Forest. And my sister lived in Winston. And she had seen her numerous times. I never did. Still I rise. That's right, Kiwan J. And still Stacy rises. See you, Sharon Gobble. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to highlight Cece's comment. And I'll be back in the YouTube streets, y'all. I have a little bit of Sandra Peace free to move about the cabin. So those will just be some short little videos. Y'all know I get caught up in what I'm doing, but I wanted to make sure I got this out there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and I appreciate you as always. Bye, everybody. Have a blessed day, everyone. Cece says bye.